Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Recent Steelers cut is visiting with AFC North rival, report. Recent Pittsburgh Steelers cut Montravius Adams received interest from an AFC North rival according to ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. Former Steelers defensive lineman Montravius Adams is visiting today with the Cincinnati Bengals, Schefter reported on May 19. Pittsburgh just released Adams in late April, following a fairly long stint with the Steelers from midway through the 2021 season up until this year's NFL Draft. The selection of first-round defensive lineman Derek Harmon seemed to seal Adams' fate. Over the course of his Pittsburgh career, Adams appeared in 49 NFL outings, including the playoffs. He was credited with 21 starts, none of which came in 2024. At his core, Adams is a space-eater defensive tackle who is utilized against the run. And yet, his run defense grades on Pro Football Focus had regressed a ton in recent seasons. Adams earned career-worst 29.8 PFF marks against the run in 2024. Despite earning a season-long grade as high as 74.2 in this area with the Green Bay Packers in 2020. Adams didn't contribute much as a pass rusher during his time with the Steelers either, logging 1.0 regular season sack and another playoff sack. He was credited with 7 total tackles for a loss and 34 quarterback pressure since joining Pittsburgh. Steelers are hoping D-line additions will solve issues stopping the run. The Steelers' 2024 issues against the run were exemplified down the stretch, as Derrick Henry and the Baltimore Ravens simply ran over Pittsburgh to take the division and then eliminate them from the playoffs. After that, one of the key priorities of the 2025 offseason became bulking up on the defensive line. Harmon was the big addition, but Pittsburgh general manager Omar Khan also brought in veteran Daniel Equaly in free agency and fifth-round talent Yahya Black in the draft. Equaly is definitely a run-stuffer by trade. According to PFF, the former New England Patriots defensive lineman was credited with 26 key defensive stops in 2024. Earning a run defense grade of 62.7. That's by no means elite, but it's an upgrade on Adams. Equaly also only missed 2 tackles in 2025, which yielded an above-average missed tackle percentage of 3.6%. Harmon was even better against the run at Oregon and Michigan State before that. With PFF marks of 81.6 and 81.1 as a run defender over the past 2 seasons, respectively. Harmon can also rush the passer, with 55 quarterback pressures in 2024, but he was a well-rounded D-lineman in college with 25 key defensive stops as a tackler. Finally, Black is another defensive lineman who thrives as a run defender, with 58 key defensive stops for Iowa over the past 2 years combined. PFF graded Black's run defense as an 81.0 in 2024 and a 71.8 in 2023. Black also kept his missed tackle rate under 10% last season, at 9.1%. He's less of a pass rusher than Harmon, but should provide a boost in the early downs. Did Steelers do enough on the defensive line? It remains to be seen whether or not Harmon, Black and Equaly can correct the Steelers' run defense. Obviously, a large part of that question will be determined by the 2 rookie draft picks and how quickly they acclimate themselves at the NFL level. Either way, Pittsburgh is unlikely to miss Adams, who was trending downward entering his age 30 campaign. The Bengals need a lot of help on defense, so they may give Adams a chance to win a roster spot this summer. We'll see if the veteran defensive lineman signs in Cincy within the next 24 hours. Will Howard sends bold message to Pittsburgh Steelers, "I want to be the guy." Pittsburgh Steelers rookie quarterback Will Howard wants to be the franchise's top player. Howard, who was the team's 6th-round pick out of Ohio State, had said many times before that he hoped the Steelers picked him. As the draft went on, you never know where you're going to end up, but you keep a little spot in your heart for where you really want to go, and I had a little soft spot for Pittsburgh, Howard said. I was hoping in my heart that they picked me. Howard says he watched Ben Roethlisberger growing up. As a gritty player, Howard knows that he is the type of player who hits home with Steelers fans, and he would like to be the next guy for the franchise. They need a gritty guy, Howard said on Up and Adams. Growing up, for me, watching the Pittsburgh Steelers, it was Big Ben. He was that guy. He was Pittsburgh. He was the Steel City, blue-collar, gritty guy. I want to be that, too. I want to bring the guy. I want to bring that edge, that energy, and I think I did a pretty good job at it at Ohio State. I like to pride myself on that and try to bring it to the Steel City. Howard transferred into Columbus from Kansas State, where he was a multiple-year starter. During his season, the Buckeyes were an up-and-down offense, but became an elite unit once Howard's play took a significant leap in the college football playoff. This season, Howard threw for 4,010 passing yards, a career high. With that, he posted a 73% completion percentage, another career high mark. Howard had 35 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. Howard is one of the most experienced quarterbacks in the entire class, having started 50 games since 2020, with 4 years at Kansas State. The Steelers now have 3 quarterbacks on their roster, as Howard joins Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. Bengals could poach Steelers' Montravius Adams in free agent signing. The Pittsburgh Steelers found a major addition to their defensive line during the draft, selecting Derek Harmon in the first round. For Pittsburgh, Harmon will be ushering in the future for the defensive front that has plenty of history. Future Hall of Famer Cam Hayward will have one more season on the line, perhaps serving as a mentor for Harmon before retirement. Upon that time, the Steelers will need to call upon more reinforcements at that spot. However, one of their vaunted AFC North foes is in a separate position, needing some defensive turnaround next season. In fact, the Cincinnati Bengals are working through more than just repairs on their line. Star edge Trey Hendrickson and the team have reached a standstill in contract negotiations. If they are not able to come to a resolution, his future with the team could be in doubt. In the meantime, Cincinnati is exploring depth for their defensive line. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Montravius Adams is visiting with the Bengals on Monday. Adams has spent the last 3 seasons with the Steelers and a portion of the 2021 campaign with the team after being released by the New Orleans Saints. Adams had a total of 62 tackles and a sack with the Steelers in that time. With nothing official on the visit, Adams would likely serve as a depth piece on the line if the Bengals decide to commit to him. As new defensive coordinator Al Golden constructs this defense under his vision, he will need all help possible to engineer a turnaround for this group.